Oh my gosh, you guys, I love when we have a 19-1 cycle come through. It is such beautiful energy to work with. So, the week of May 6th, we are going to be working with a 19-1 cycle. And it's interesting because when this is a life path energy, it shows up very differently than when it can show up as a cycle that we're moving through. So, when we have the 19-1 come through as a cycle, this is a time for everything beautiful to come through. So, this is a time for rewards after perhaps a time of struggle. So, maybe if you've been moving through something that's been very challenging or difficult, you could see things just sort of magically come together. It's going to seem as if it's by magic, but you've done the work to get there, of course. But things can just fall into your lap at this time. Things that sort of the loose ends or the missing puzzle pieces can just sort of fall from the sky at this point in time. And everything can feel like it's just falling into place, that you're flowing, that everything is just moving beautifully. This is definitely a time for the rewards to come in, for you to reap what you have sown. So if you've been sowing your seeds and you've been doing the work and you've been nurturing and all of those things, whatever it is that you've been tending to and trying to see grow, you could very well see that flourish at this time, or at least start to come in and start to bloom or blossom or come to fruition. So incredibly beautiful on that front. The other side of this energy is it's a love vibration. So it's not typically what we would think of as a love vibration, because normally we would look to like the 6 energy or the 33-6. But the 19-1 is actually the vibration of love as well. And it's a very like divinely guided type of love. So soulmate type of energy, two souls coming together on this human path who sort of had a soul contract to meet. This is very much deep soulmate type of energy, soul connections. It doesn't have to be, of course, romantic. It could be, although there's a very strong likelihood it could be. So if you're someone who's looking for love, or even if you're not looking for love, if you have a contract with someone else, their soul, when the time is right, there is nothing that you can do to keep from crossing paths with that individual. And if you look back over your relationships and sort of the synchronicities or the fated events that had to happen for the two of you to come together, that's what I'm talking about. So it's kind of like when it's time for one soul to meet another soul, the universe conspires and trips over itself to make sure that you meet that person. And you'll know it. You will know it. So this is that type of energy. Now remember that the energy can be here, okay? But it's what we choose to do with it that makes the difference. So you could run into the love of your life, but if you are not prepared for that, or if you don't feel worthy or X, Y, and Z, you might sabotage that or do something to sort of dismiss it or whatever the case may be. It'll keep finding you though. If you have a soul contract with someone, that person will keep finding you, because soul contracts are binding until that contract is complete. So it's that kind of energy. But remember, it doesn't have to be a romantic relationship. It can absolutely be friendship, right? A new friend could come in who just has such a profound, such profound meaning to your life and makes such a difference in your life. And a lot of times when we meet someone, friend, or someone that we feel really close connections with, these are people who are typically in our lives for a period of time, and typically it can be for quite some time. So this is usually someone who's going to be, around for a while. So, and there's definitely something that the two souls have to accomplish during that time frame. So yeah, you can just try to dismiss it all you want, but it will keep finding you. This energy will keep finding you if it's meant to. You could also see pets come in at this time. This is such a beautiful energy for pets because, when we think about soulmates, sometimes we don't think about pets, but they're such beautiful soulmates and they bring so much love to our lives and, teach us so much about like unconditional love and what it truly means to be vulnerable and to receive love as well as to give it. So beautiful vibration. It is absolutely at the top of its game when it comes to a love vibration. So you could definitely see some things transpire this week. And though it's a shorter, cycle, it's only a week long, but I mean, a lot can happen in a week. The other thing is, aside from, this being such a strong love vibration, as well as reaping what you've sown, I mean, as if that's not enough, right? But this is also going to be a time for new beginnings. So fresh new starts, because ultimately it's the vibration of the one, right? So the 19-1. We actually have double energy of the 19-1. So this is all about new beginnings, fresh new starts, new ways of seeing things, new perspectives. And those new perspectives or new ways of seeing something can sort of push us to make modifications or make changes, or to start over in some area, to have a new start in some area. Maybe we've been sort of, I don't know, maybe we've been in something that has, not been serving us, or it hasn't been exactly healthy. So we've released that. Now it's time for the new starts. This is a time to take action. This is a time to put yourself out there, to ask what you need for what you need, right? Assert yourself, speak up for yourself, stand up for yourself. When we talk about taking up more space and, owning your space, this is such one energy. So when we go through a one cycle, we can see opportunities for us to speak up for ourselves. So if you're in a situation where you feel like you're not being represented very well, or you're being treated poorly, or whatever the case may be, as long as you continue to be a participant in that, an active participant where you're choosing to participate, that situation is not going to change. So in order to change that experience, you're going to have to take up more space. You're going to have to stand up for yourself and speak out. So this is going to be a great time to do that. And you may feel like this week there's some area of your life where you almost like you've reached your limit, almost like the straw that broke the camel's back type of thing. There might be something this week that comes in that you're just like, I'm done with this. I'm not putting up with this anymore. I'm not going to do this anymore. And you sort of, make some changes and move forward. And that is one energy. It gives us the courage to stand up for ourselves. It gives us the courage to, ask for what we need, to be very honest with ourselves in what we need, and then expressing that to other people, right? So that they can either meet us there or not meet us there. We're giving them the option. We're giving them the choice. But this is definitely a time to assert yourself, go after what you want. This is leadership type of energy. So if there's some area in your life where you've sort of been the passenger, this is the time to step into the driver's seat. Absolutely. And if it's something that you've been wanting, or something that it's an idea that you want to share, great time to share it. Absolutely. This is such a beautiful time to use your own creative genius to, share those ideas, share your creativity, get your name out there. This is such a beautiful energy, 100% to launch something, to initiate something, to have a new start in relationships, in career, you name it. This is bringing the mojo. This is bringing the fire and the motivation and the passion and the inspiration to get started, to take initiative and make it happen. So no sitting on the fence here. This is all about taking a risk. This is take a risk type of energy. However, you don't want to be too impulsive with this energy. It would be really easy to, have an idea or an inspiration come in that's just, hit you like a ton of bricks, and you're like, oh, let's go, let's do it, let's make it happen. And like, for instance, like you get the idea to move overseas. So you just like sell everything and move overseas. And then there's likely going to be some repercussions to that, some things you'll have to clean up because of that impulsivity. So have a strategy. Always when we're working with one energy, although it's a risk-taking type of energy, make sure you have a strategy. Make sure that you're not sort of exerting all of your energy in one fell swoop, but you are, taking it step by step. You're pacing yourself so you don't burn out. But overall, such a beautiful, beautiful energy. Such a beautiful energy. Now, again, it's what we choose to do with it that makes the difference. It can be there, but if we don't do anything with it, then you're not going to see the rewards as much as someone who, feels it, goes for it, works with it, and makes things happen. So beautiful energy. I think you could see a lot of rewards at this time. You could meet your lifelong partner at this time, or just a lifelong friend or a lifelong pet for their lifetime. So beautiful energy. I hope it's a great week, everybody. Take care. Bye for now.